Asatu ma sadgamaya tamasho ma jyotirgamaya mrityurma amritam gamaya abir maidhi rudro jatte dakshinang mukham te namang pahi nityam Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. O Lord, lead us from the unreal to the real. Lead us from darkness to light. Lead us from death to immortality. And evermore shine in our hearts with your resplendent face. Om peace, peace, peace.
What do you do for this class?
So we are reading this Śvetāśvatara Upanishad, where the previous verse we read, which says how to practice spiritual discipline. Question was that Brahman inside us is there, but how to do that? The idea of thinking of that, it is like rubbing. Two pieces of firewood, and when it is rubbed, it can ignite the fire. God is everywhere, Brahman is everywhere, but God can be experienced when it is done by sadhana. We are facing all the deep faces are being covered. Take out the, this way, that way, so that I can see the face, that's all. So it is said that fire is in the wood, but we don't see the fire. But fire is embedded into it. How to do that? Then we take one firewood in the bottom, another firewood rub, and then what will happen? That if fire will come out. So here, make your body the lower piece of wood, and Om mantra is the upper, repeating the mantra or your Ishta mantra, and rub it. Dhyano nirmathadena, by the rubbing of your meditation, concentration and deep concentration, no? Then the inner light, inner fire will come out. Similarly, but how to do that? That's the Upanishad was suggesting, that you take, it is like the Raja Yoga practice. He's saying, then you sit very straight up, making your head, neck and straight, and chest straight, and with the mind try to bring the sense organs and put it in your heart, and then chant the mantra Om. It is like a float which runs in the, if you are using a float, you can just cross the river of ocean of samsara. So that is the example giving, and Gita also suggested that idea, that you sit in meditation posture, samankayo shirogrivam. Sama means same, kayo, body, shira, griva, making straight. Dharayan achalang sthiram, it's steady, in a steady position. And sit for a long time. Some people do like this. Don't do that. That is not yogic practice. That is an obstacle. Sit in straight posture, unmoving position for a long time. Matters little whether you sit cross-legged or whether half cross-legged or you sit in a chair, but position, posture should be like that. And then focus on your heart. And bring back all the sense organs, pull down into your heart. That means the eyes, when I'm seeing the eyes are closed, so I'm not getting any outer objects to come in. Ears, some people don't want to hear, even they put some ear plug not to hear the outside noise. That means to discard with the sensory experience outside, and then mind to be then withdrawn. And then mind, vagaries of the mind will start. Mind will move here and there. That's why after closing the eyes, mind will run. So you try to bring the mind, all the old thoughts with the association with the senses, pull them all back into your heart. Then, last verse we read, it says, Pranan prapidyeho sangyukta chesta. Then you control your prana, the vital energy. It's called pranayama. It's called the breathing exercise, is the normally people say. It is the breathing. So control the breath. Why? The mastering the breath, you can master your mind also, because mind and breath are connected. Therefore, practice this control of the breathing, and as a result, what will happen? Then mind can be fixated into the object of meditation where you want to do it. Now today, we are reading next step. But where will you make your seat? Where will you make your seat? It says, this verse is very practical and it's for meditators, it's important. It says, Swami Sucho, 10th verse, we are starting today. Swami Sucho Sarkara Vanni Baluka Vivarjite Sabdo Jalasrayadivihi Mano Anukule Natu Choksu Pidane Guha Nibatasrayane Prayojayat. Say with me. You are all no book, nothing, so you'll be all sleeping. So say with me. Swami Sucho, Swami Sucho, Swami Sucho, Sarkara Banni Baluka, Sarkara Banni Baluka, Vivarjite, Vivarjite, Shabdo Jalasrayadivihi, Shabdo Jalasrayadivihi, Manonukule, Manonukule, Natu Chokshupirane, Natu Chokshupirane, Guha Nibato, Guha Nibato, Asrayane Prajojayet, Asrayane Prajojayet. So you make your seat in such a place. Swami Sucho. Swami means, where is it? Don't sit in a place where is it? Suppose people like to meditate on going to some top of a hill. No? Actually, you sit another. No, I'm talking about him. Yeah, that will make probably all solve problems. Yeah, we can see everyone. Swami, you are sitting in a cliff of a mountain, you went there and you want to do meditation, isn't it? So what will you do? Huh? Anyhow, so you don't sit in a slant, the position not in a flat, sit in a flat space. Don't sit in like that so that you don't roll down and fall down into the ground. So make a seat where it is a little samo, means same. Plain, flat place, some. Where the floor is even, sucho. The place should be not dirty. Suppose many people go to do meditate on the mountain places, different isolated places. The place should be because in ancient time people used to meditate, not like today. The facilities were not that good. They used to go in isolated place. So they should have to find out a place which is even, flat, one point. It should not be dirty or clean place. Second, sucho. Sarkara bunni baluka viborjite. There should not be free from pebble, because you sit in the pebble, your back or a leg will hurt, no? It will get the pinch. Sarkara bunni. Bunni means fire. There is some fire. Suppose this tobacco fire is going on, and now if one wants to meditate there, sitting near the fire, your mind will be in the fire when it is consuming me, when it is coming to my direction. Avoid those areas, bunni and dust. There's a blast of wind going on. Dusty area, don't do your sit for meditation in that. But where will you do that? Sabdo jalo asraya divi viborjite. Sabdo, where there is a sound from disturbing noises, where you sit in a point and there is a machine working, and machine is making too much noise, no? That's a disturbing noises, avoid that. And where you sit, in early days, now you have sophisticated arrangement. But early days people used to sit in the floor and it's damp, no? So that's why that there is a habit of putting what you call that, skin, deer skin or tiger skin. You will see Shiva is sitting on the tiger skin, no? Meaning a tiger skin means it is damp, will not touch your feet. So this is the old style. That's why you have to keep such thing. If you are in a way, wherever, don't sit on the damp area. Don't near the shabdo where there is sound. Jalo asraya means, in early days people used to come for collecting water from a reservoir, drinking water and everything. And an Indian habit was there, they used to bring their own pots and pans and then collect that water and carry in their heap and bring home, no? And everyone, when they go, 5, 6 people go together, they will chit-chat. So don't make a seat on such a position where other people will come and chit-chat and talk and your attention will be disturbed. That's why Jalasaya means where there is a water reservoir. Don't sit. But today's situation is different. But mainly they are guiding, select a place which is flat and plain, and it should be bunni sarkara, bunni baluka viborjite, where it should be free from pebble, free from fire, and free from dust and muddy area. And also it will be free from disturbing noises and dampness. And not only that, it should be mano-anukule. Your mind sits there in a beautiful place, scenic place, and that is very pleasing to your mind. Even if you keep your eyes open, you will find. That's why we sit before the altar, near the altar. Even anything is there, open the eyes and you can see the divine photograph of Ramakrishna, Holy Mother, or whatever is your Ishta Devata. So keep in front of that. Or you go on as people meditate on the beach. So when you see in the beach, so you can really open the eyes, your mind will be at least not worldly anything, but it's a pleasing to the mind. Ocean is such a thing. From morning till night you stay there, it is always pleasing. So, or in such a place where beautiful scene is there, to cool down your mind. Mountain peak. You go to Badrinath, Kedarnath. Kedarnath, you go Shiva temple there, and you see, from there you see the Himalayan range. It's called Nilakantha. Nilakantha means Lord Shiva. It will look like that. The one peak is in such a shining color that you sit and it reminds you of the Shiva. So, such places you select for your meditation. Mano anukule, which will be helpful for concentration of the mind. But not that place, don't select a place. Chakshupirane. Chakshupirane means which displeasing to the eyes, which will be bothersome to the eyes, disturbing to the eyes. So don't sit there. And guha nibato asraye. Restoring to caves or other places free from wind. When there is a windy area, these are all talking about the early days of people going to meditate on the mountain or in caves, in isolated places, forest division. So if you are in a cave, you are safe at least. Outside you are meditating in a jungle, and there may be tigers and other elements are there, no? So make a place safe, sound, pleasing. Otherwise your mind will be always thinking of the external problems and environmental situation. I can tell you one story that once upon a time I was staying on the bank of Narmada. Narmada is a very auspicious place. People say you have to do austerity, go on the bank of Narmada. Anyhow, so that is a remote area away from human habitation much. About 45 minutes away you go, then you can see one hut of a villager. And that is very isolated, very beautiful place. You come out of your small hut. There are different places, huts, so that the wandering monk, if they find it is open, they can go and sit there, meditate there, pray there, stay for a few days, and then move on like that. So some sadhu was there, and they left, and that place was empty, so I got into it. And first day it was very beautiful. It's in the river Narmada, beautiful scene, flowing quietly, and the big end of the forest division, so trees and natural birds and all are pleasing to the mind, pleasing to the eyes also. But there was problem. Evening time, there's the end of the forest division, and there are all types of animals. They can come. So I get to know that how to survive there. There is no cave. Cave is protection. You can enter into the cave. So, and wind you can avoid because in the cave there is no wind. But heart protects that. That's okay. But the fear of the tigers, snakes, reptiles, so all these things are, how can we avoid them? So, really night time is a fearful night. So, then we used to collect some firewood. Plenty of firewood is here and there. And then ignite that, we call dhuni fire. And it is believed that when you put the fire, the animals don't approach that area, seeing the fire. So that is the deterrent for them. But it was every night there was a fear, oh my God, what is going to happen tonight? But after a few days you overcome that idea. That's why don't select a place like that. Rather select a place which is pleasing to your eyes, which is flat and plain, and don't sit in a slanting position and lest you fall down. Because our meditation is always either sleeping, most of our meditation is sleeping, or it is distraction, either sleep or distraction. So inadvertently you may fall down. Don't select such nice place to see the water and like.
Like Asiloma retreat.
Asiloma retreat is away from the ocean. It was not to fall down there. Yeah, on the bank of the ocean, but it is away. You have to walk about 5-10 minutes to reach that water level. But people are meditating there on the beach side. That's good. So anyhow, this is the important point. One should perform one's exercises in concentration, meditation, restoring to caves and such other pure places, helpful to its practice. Places where the ground is level, there is no pebble or rocks, and the scenery is pleasing to the eyes, where there is no wind, there is no dust, there is no fire, dampness, and disturbing noises. It's very common. One should, by oneself, understand this. So it says that the passage describes the various conditions that are to be observed if yoga is to be practiced successfully and safely. A pure place is one which fulfills the hygienic condition. Pure place. Pure place means in India, when you go to different places, it is not that clean, so you have to select a place, and it is not habitated by a human being also. And so pure place means two. One is it is hygienic condition should be good and has also holy association. That's why you go to most of our sadhus move from one place to another place. They go in some temple, where there is some temple, and they live nearby the temple, come for meditation there. That holy vibration will help them. It is difficult to sit in one place for long, and in comfort, if it is not level or is full of pebbles. It's very practical suggestion. Dust, dampness, fire and smoke, that invariably accompanies fire, make the air impure and thus render pranayama dangerous. Even if you do the pranayama in a more pure air is better because it's going to the lungs. If you sit near, sometimes it happens, winter time someone is meditating, so they put fire around or near the fire, so the smoke goes more in your nostril. So in a small hut, to keep the room warm, sometimes they put some little fire inside. That is not congenial for meditation because carbon dioxide more cycle goes inside the body.
So in India now air pollution is very high in every place.
Now
They shouldn't do that yoga in India.
Yeah, so people should not do any pranayama there. But it is already going to the lungs. What can you do? A pleasing scenery helps one to compose the mind, while noise and strong wind disturb the mind practicing concentration. This is, let me see, Swami Lokeshwarananda also talks about this, what he is saying. He says, but what sort of place is congenial for practice of yoga? Here is the answer to this question. The place should be even, it should be holy, without pebbles, fire and sand, without noise, such as coming from crowd, and not close to lakes and other sources of water. It should be pleasing to the mind and not repulsive to the sight. It should be a place such as a cave where there are no strong winds, practice of yoga in such places. Now the question is, where will you meditate? You may have a fit body, but the place where you meditate must also be congenial. First of all, your seat must be very even and flat. It must be smooth, comfortable and clean. Suppose you are sitting on a place that is very hard, or it has pebbles or sand particles. For a few minutes you may think, oh, it is all right, I don't mind. But after a while you realize it is not all right, it is very uncomfortable. Then again your place of meditation should not be noisy. It should not be near a marketplace. If you have a control your mind, you will not notice any noise. But at the beginning you should stay away from such places. No one should go to meditate on the Hollywood Boulevard. How will be that? For meditating, you go to the reservoir, maybe close by, or to go any place where many people are not visiting, many noise is not there, many light is not there, many attraction is not there, distraction is not there. You should also keep away from fire and water. Fire is obvious, but why water? Because there may be insects such as mosquitoes or even snakes. In India, they are full of. Here, no mosquito. That is one good idea. But snakes are there here and there. Where I went, in Australia, and they're walking and they said, oh, here is so many snakes. Variety types of snakes. You do not want a place that hurts the eyes, chakshupidana, a place that is unpleasant, where everything is disordered. It must be agreeable to the mind. It must also be free from strong winds. Okay, so these are the suggestions regarding sitting. Now, how do you know that you are progressing in spiritual life? So there should be some personal experiences. Of course, this is not the only sign, but according to this Śvetāśvatara Upanishad, if you have this type of experiences, then you know that you are approaching close to the realization of your own self-realization. Surprisingly, we find that this exactly Ramakrishna has mentioned, that how he used to see things during his sadhana, spiritual practice. Exactly like that. He used to say, I sit for meditation, I used to see all fireflies all around, deep, dark environment is all blinking and stopping like that, fireflies around. Sometimes it is like a molten silver, all over, like a moonlit night. That experience of different types. So if that happens, you can say that your spiritual life is blossoming. But don't pay attention to that. That's a different thing. Oh, I have seen one light. Wow, I've got it. So no, there is endless. God is endless. So one should not be satisfied anywhere until last vision comes. Now, that's verse says, 11th verse we are reading. Niharo dhumo, orko, anilo, analanam, khadyota, vidyuta, spotika, shashinam, etani rupani, purasharani, brahmani, abhivyakti, karani yoge, niharo dhuma, arko analanam, khadyota vidyuta, spatiko shashinam, etani rupani, purasharani, brahmani, abhivyakti, karani yoge. Niharo means it says that etani rupani, all this type of experience, you will have. What types of experience? Niharo. Niharo means snow. Niharo means snow like we call the snowflakes. When snow falls, what a beauty. All around you see, it is like Niharo. Or you can say frost. All around. But it is all around, you don't see much. But suppose it is bright and you can see everything. You have the same nature everywhere. Niharo. Smoke also. Everything is filled like a deep smoke. Then it says, orko means the sun. You'll feel that is sun's light everywhere, as it were, with closing eyes. It is a vivid experience, like eyes open, you see, you are meditating in a cave maybe, in an isolated corner maybe, but this experience will come as like a orko is the sun. Onilo means the wind. Wind, as if cool wind blowing all over, no? It's a Malaya wind, it says. And Anolana, like fire. Khaddoto, like fireflies. Vidduto, lightning. Then Sputiko is crystal. As the crystal, everywhere is that crystal, lighted crystal. It is not, there is no, all these expressions are mostly light of different types of our experience. Sputiko, crystal. Shoshinam, like a moon, moonlit night, moon's brightness, soothing nature of the moon. Etani rupani, these types of forms, yoga, in your yoga practice, if it comes, purasharani, if it comes, then brahmani avibhakta karani. It know that Brahman, the idea of Brahman is getting manifested in your life soon. That means ultimate experience is soon coming to you. And Ramakrishna said, no? When Ramakrishna's example is this, when a poor man invites the king or the landlord, but poor man, he has no furniture, no table, no nice plates, or to entertain something, there is no nice food. So what happens? If the king says, I'll go to see this guy, all the furniture, nice items of things, whatever is necessary, the treasury sends them. Their advance party goes to see whether everything is ready, that king is coming. So similarly, when King of Kings, the Lord, comes into the life, before that he sends all these experiences. 1, 2, 3, 4, like 6. All these experiences come on. Maybe one comes or more comes, I do not know. At least Upanishad is saying this come. And Ramakrishna said, I used to have the vision of these fireflies, molten silver, like the moon, moonlit night, all. So it appears that these are all true. In these forms gradually manifest themselves during yoga practice, one can be sure that the manifestation of Brahman is not far away. This represents the various stages of mental modifications as one progresses towards the ultimate realization. Actually, Ramakrishna said, there is no end of, God is infinite and his experiences are infinite. You cannot limit. This is God. This experience is all. So it's endless, infinite, absolute. Here in another book, in the practice of yoga, that person who is meditating, who is gradually progressing in spiritual life, that before the Brahma Jnana comes in the life, all these symptoms may appear in their mind. And they will come in the heart, means it is the blessed sign that realization is very near. In the meditation time, when your senses, sense organs and the vrittis of the mind will be transformed like that of the snowflakes, then it will be like that of the smoke, then gradually like sun, then like the wind, then like the fire. It will be such heat, it will be such blast. It will be as if it is like everything is being disturbed outside. When you will see that in the space there are infinite number of fireflies, when you will find sometimes the lightning, the flash of lightning, which will be like these crystals, or like the full moon night. So those who are engaged in day and night in spiritual practice, they are in their life, these signs appear before that. And we have seen those who are reading the Ramakrishna's life, there are ample examples can be found in Gospel of Ramakrishna, in the what is called divine play, Puthi, Mother, etc. We can get many examples that they have get these visions scatteredly said here and there. Sri Ramakrishna's life, plenty of such experiences have been made here and there. So, according to the Vedic path, in the Hindu tradition, it is only not that it is only in the Hindu tradition, but it is also found in other religions. It is the other practitioners of devotion and spiritual practices done by other, and he has referred here, Saint Hildegard. There was a lady Sadhika, and her experiences are unique experience. And that experience says, these visions which I saw, it is Saint Hildegard. These visions, he is talking what about she has vision before. I saw, I beheld neither in sleep, nor in dream, nor in madness, nor with my carnal eyes, nor with the ears of the flesh, nor in the hidden places, but wakeful, alert, with the eyes of the spirit, and with the inward ears, I perceived them in open view and according to the will of God. And how this was compassed is hard indeed for human flesh to search out. So this type of experiences are in Christian mystics also. So it is not that anyone making a spiritual progress will be able to experience this. That is this declaration of the Upanishads. I am reading from Swami Lokeshwaranandaji's translation. He says, Sri Ramakrishna used to describe what happens when a jamindar, landlord, goes to his country house. Before he arrives, everything gets washed, cleaned, and swept. Additional furniture is brought in, and finally you see someone bringing the hookah. When the hookah arrives, you know the jamindar will be coming very soon. And you know, hookah comes means that's the first, when an honored guest comes, that was the earlier system. Hubble bubble, you give the first, you offer a hubble bubble or smoke. Now it is considered little differently, but in that days, hubble bubble was very common, an honorable way to entertain someone in your home. So he says, when the hubble bubble is coming, means now the king is coming soon, following him. Similarly, in spiritual life, there are certain signs of spiritual growth. When you meditate, you see this sign within. They are not physical. That's the point. If it is physical, then when you are seeing, I will also see. But when your mind is free, you are seeing only, I won't see. Ramakrishna saw so many things, that mother's body full of light emitting from mother's physical body, and then and there's flood of light everywhere, and he got drowned into that flood of light, no? So he saw, but was he the only person during that time? People are also, other priests and other people were in that same Dakshineshwar temple, but they are standing there, they won't see anything. Some people say, I saw Mother, Divine Mother walking here. Huh? But only that person have seen, I didn't see. That means it is not in the physical, it is a mental, pure mind, in a pure state of mind, these visions come. That means impure mind cannot perceive that. Therefore he says, they are not physical. You say them with your mind. They indicate you are making progress, that Brahman is manifesting itself. Brahman is within you already, but the veil of ignorance is dropping down little by little. As you begin to meditate, you see light within yourself. It may be as if you are seeing the whole sun within yourself. If it is not that bright, it might then be like the moon, or like the sparks, or fireflies, or fire. You may also see white objects such as snow or crystal. Mystics all over the world and all through the centuries describe similar experiences. The common thing they see within themselves is light. Sri Ramakrishna's first mystic experience was that he saw light emanating from the body of the Divine Mother Bhavatarini and coming in huge waves, which finally overwhelmed him. Sri Ramakrishna then attained his goal. So these are the symptoms. It's very inspirational to know whether we have it or not. Have you have anyone here these experiences? Oh, wonderful. So then you are really feeling, but don't mistake with our experience with something appears like experience but not experience. There is one risky thing in these mystic things, no? I may think that it is experience, but it may be my mental hallucination. It may be, we should be watchful. Because, and as I said, it is experience. What is the proof? It will transform your life. You will not be the same person anymore. The way you are thinking, the way you are walking, the way you are doing, it will change, transform the whole personality. That is deep impact in life. Now, 12th verse. Prithvi up tejo, anila khe sammuttite, anila khe sammuttite, panchatmake, yoga gune pravitte, natasya rogo, na jara, na mrittu, praptasya yogagni, mayam shariram, prithi of tejo, anilakhe, samuttite, panchatmake, yoga gune pravitte, natasya rogo, na jara, na mrittu, praptasya yogagni, mayam shariram. What does it mean? It means that Prithvi, the earth, up water, tejo, light, Anil, air, and K means space. Air, water, 5 elements. 5 elements. What are the 5 elements? Air, water, fire, earth, and space. Prithvi is earth. Prithvi, up, water. Teja, the fire. Marut, space. And Marut is air, and Bom is space. So, Prithvi, up, Tejo, Anilo, K. Samuttite, arising. These are the arising 5, Panchatmake 5, Yoga Gune, perception of the yoga. Yoga Pravitte, when these have appeared, Yogagni Mayam, by the fire of yoga, this Soriram, that means when by practicing the spiritual practice continuously, this fivefold perception of yoga, arising from the concentration of mind on earth, water, light, air and ether, have appeared to the yogin, then he has become possessed of a body made of fire of yoga. That means his body, inner body, has become pure and it has become fiery. As in the fire, no impurities can touch. So this yoga body will be pure body. It will be unaffected by death, disease, etc. That means unless you realize the highest, this yoga body will keep yourself. It's a beautiful concept about 5 types of element. When you are meditating on the earth element, air element, all these elemental meditation, and then doing that for a long time, they become the body made of earth. No? Our body is also having earth, air, fire, all these 5 elements. This body is flesh and bone is coming from earth material whenever food is born, no? Rice, fish, dal, all these things coming from the earth element. Then water element, we drink water. Air element, we are always taking the air. Space, we are covering the space. So all these 5 elements, when one meditates on that yogic way, we don't do it, but it's the yogic practice. If they do, by that practice, their body becomes, physical body may have something, but they generate a new subtle body, yogic body, they say. Yogic body does not get affected by the disease. That means he can do practice, even this body has having something, but his yogic body will be keeping him, helping him to engage in concentration and practice. So that is the idea given here. When the 5-fold perception of yoga, arising from concentrating the mind on earth, water, light, air and space, have appeared to the yogin, then he has become possessed of a body made of the fire of yoga and will not be touched by disease, old age or death. That's why we hear yogis are living for 300 years, 500 years. We see that there are claims like that. It is not impossible to have that, because those who have mastered this way, they can live for long as they wish. That's why it is yogic power creates that body. The note says, the yogin understands that his physical body is a combination of the 5 elements, and that his real self is separate from them. No, the body is body. Real self, not the supreme self, but even the jiva self. When the body dies, the soul comes out, no? That soul they are talking about. That such as he self is separate from them, this physical body, and that is separate. And that as such he is not affected by disease, old age and death, which are inseparable from all the material things that are by nature always subject to change. This body will die. Suppose in our dream body, what happens? We have a body there. Exactly like hand, feet, everything is there. But this body, sometimes someone is sleeping and someone kills him. But the subtle body will remain. It cannot touch there. Because physical body is being destroyed by physical thing. but the subtle body remains. Similarly, a yogi who practices for a long time and focuses on earth element, fire element, etc., and succeeds that way, then they will create a new body, internal body, yogic body. And that yogic body will be, till he realizes God, he can use that yogic body to practice spiritual discipline and finish all his journey and to ultimately have the experience of oneness. So this physical body's death, disease or suffering will not affect them. It is a help for them. He throws off his physical body into the fire of yoga and takes up, as it were, a new individuality purer than the previous one. His physical body itself, he knows, does not change its essential character as matter. Whatever changes it may undergo, matter remains indestructible, so also the soul which is separate from it. Fivefold perception of yoga means this reference seems to be the yoga practice mentioned also in the Patanjali Yoga, of steadying the mind through fixing attention on the five senses of smell, taste, color and touch. Raja Yoga also talks about you can focus your mind on the five senses of the smell, taste, color, touch and sound, means the five elements. This is done by concentrating on the tip of the nose, the tip of the tongue and the fore part of the palate and the middle part of the tongue and root of the tongue, said respectively. In Raja Yoga, if you read that verse, first chapter, 35 verse, then you will find this verse is mentioned that you can do this practice and gain a body which will be yogic body. But we are not going to that complication. We simply think of God. Don't get inspiration from here and start yogic body then. Understand? Huh? Don't make complicated things. In the early days, people used to live long. There is no duty in the office. They did not have to work hard, anything. They, day and night they can do that. From birth, childhood, their body mind is trained in that way. But what time is short, we go straight to God. That is better than this body, fine body thinking of this, and that disease will not touch. And then your mind will go, oh, I can live for 350 years, 500 years, no? Once I went to Uttarkasi, and there one Swami said that, who is the oldest Swami here? So someone says there is a yogi who is about 350 years. 350 years? It is possible. Well, yes, it's possible. The Swami is there. So we went to see him. He's a big physical feature, tall, long, but bare-bodied, and in a small hut he's lying down there, and his own majesty. And people say, how do you know 350 years? Well, I saw, my dad saw. Dad says his dad saw. His dad says his dad saw. So like that they went on telling us that because so many generations are saying the same guy here, so naturally he lives for 350 years. So, but they live in maybe yogic body, and that's called a yogic body. Yogic means hot yogis. Yoga is two types of yoga. It's a hot yoga which is focused on the body only. You can engage your body for a longer period without disease, without this and that and that and that. But this is to only take help so that you can meditate on God. That's why we say modern age, do little exercise, run, and then do sit for meditation more. Don't do hatha yoga. And spend your one lifetime for that, building up the yogic body. And then one lifetime or two lifetimes goes on that way. When they learn to meditate, and then we'll go to mantra diksha, and then we'll practice our spiritual life. Don't go in that path. So, then Swami, let us read what Swami Lokeshwarananda ji says. Oh, it access Korani Lokeshwarananda Swami. The gross elements, earth, water, fire, air and space, are no longer gross to the yogi. They are only their qualities, that is smell, taste, form, touch and sound. His body is transformed in that it loses its grossness, and he is no longer susceptible to disease, old age or death. His death is at his will. When a person starts to practice yoga, he finds that his body changes. A yogi's body becomes purified by fire, the fire of yoga. They say that by looking at a person, you can tell whether he is a yogi or a bhogi or a seeker of enjoyment. A yogi's body is different. Our bodies are made of the five elements: earth, water, fire, air and space. But along with these elements, there are many impurities. When a person practices yoga, these impurities are burnt away and the elements are manifest in their most purified state. The elements are no gross level anymore. They are transformed into their qualities. What? Smell, taste, form, touch and sound. The yogi's contact with the world then is only through these qualities. Then what happens? Roga no, when he does not fall ill. Jara no, old age has not effect on them. Looking at a yogi, you cannot tell his age. A man of 80 may look like a man of 50. That's true. You find that those who are practice meditation, you cannot judge their age. Sometimes they look so young, as if they are not. So, because of their practice. Mrityu, no, there is no death for him, that is, there is no fear of death. The yogi knows that these things, disease, old age and death, do not affect him. Moreover, death is then at his will. That is what yoga can do a person. So practice yoga and yoga can do this, give this benefit to you. Okay, so we end here. And next, another good direction, you will find that when you are doing real yoga, then what you will find? That the first sign of entering into yoga, you will feel that you are meditating as if you have no body weight. Body heaviness of the body. You feel light, very light. Entering into yoga, lightness of the body, you will feel health. Thirstlessness of mind. Mind is not thirsty for going this or that way. Restlessness will come. The complexion becomes clearness in complexion. Ramakrishna, he said, Ramakrishna's complexion became such, you cannot discriminate between if you put a gold ring or something and his body color. His shining color comes out. Yogi's body becomes very shining. A beautiful voice. Ramakrishna's voice, Swami Vivekananda said, I have not heard such a sweet voice. Ramakrishna. And Pahari Baba voice. Pahari Baba was a yogi. Swami Vivekananda met him. Yogi's voice, when you do spiritual practice, really, your voice will be musical, melodious. You are not a singer, you are not a musician. But if you do practice, these are the changes happen in the five elemental things. That's why he says, you will have the light weight of the body, you will feel healthy, you will feel no thirst for your mind to run after objects, a clear complexion will come, beautiful voice will become, even their body smells like a rose, some beautiful fragrance comes out of their body. Agreeable odor, scantiness of... So these are the different yogic symptoms that they are progressing in their yoga path. Okay? Thank you all. So we'll be reading the verse number 13 next time. We have read up to 12. 10, 11, 12. 10, 11, 12. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Tat Sat Sri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu. Okay? Oh, tomorrow is my class.
Yeah, gospel and
Tomorrow gospel, I will be here. But next, Swami will give, some Swamis will be giving. I will be little out for a few days. Achha, there is a question. Where can I find the lion skin or deer skin asana without harming animals. You are not to go to kill a deer, but people are killing the deer and they are selling in the market. So, but we don't need it. We don't live in such places. It is needed for those people who live in such a place where the damp ground. Think of India. You are in a wandering monk life, no? You are wandering, and as I said, I was in the bank of the Narmada, the mud floor, and then winter season, water comes up, no? And your leg will be soaked. It will be, physically you will be sick. So that's why they are needed. We are not needed. And harming means, yes, that is a different question. Even not harming, some deer may die. Some tiger may die. Of course there are hunters, that's also there. But it is available, but it is not for us. We don't necessarily. How to know the cave is not already inhabited by animals? Cave is inhabited by the animals, does not bother. Sannyasis don't look at whether it is inhabited by a holy man or a tiger or a lion or whatever, because they want a protected area. So on the wandering level they find a cave and they clean it. Whatever dust and dirt, clean it and then enter into the cave. Cave life is very good. I stayed a few days in a cave. That was good experience. Only mother does not want me to be there, so my leg was broken. So I had to run. But cave is protected. That means other animals will not be able to come. You can put some blockage in the mouth. And it's not height. There are big caves and small caves are there. Anyhow, so, and if none of the signs you mentioned are experienced, then is it proof that there is zero spiritual progress? Very good question. Now, we are coming from the ancient Upanishad, Śvetāśvatara Upanishad, yoga philosophy, but we are coming to Ramakrishna now. Ramakrishna said, what is the sign of your spiritual progress? Not your vision. Not what you see, light, this, that, does not count anything. Your purity of the mind. Are you becoming unselfish? Is your heart expanding? Do you feel the suffering of others? Your mind is less interested in worldly things. Your growing interest more in inward life. Then you are progressing. These are all yogic path. And those who lead that life gradually it happen. But in our life, current lifestyle, I am a yogic practitioner, and every day I am furious with things. That's no sign of progress. Every moment I cannot love anyone, I see the fault of all, day and night. No sign of spirituality, there's no sign. How much you camouflage yourself, how much you justify, I'm doing good to the world and this for reason I'm doing. This is all, Holy Mother says, you see fault because your mind is faulty. You make your mind faulty, then you see fault. You make your glass dirty, then you see the dirt outside. Yeah? If you taint it with red, you see red. It's clear, you see clear. So that is the point. So sign, very important point, spiritual progress is not zero, it is more of character. Character building, purity of the heart, stainlessness of character, lust, greed, reducing, those are the signs of spirituality. Another question, can householders experience this type of progress in spiritual life without detachment from the world? Of course. Detachment, without detachment, how can we think of anything in spiritual life? You are here for 1 or more than 1 hour. You are detached from the world for 1 hour. That's why you are here. How can we be a yogi without doing this? So this is the point. No. Detachment practice is fundamental. Is it hypocrisy as a householder to have Advaita aspiration? No. No hypocrisy. Truth is God is the only reality. There is only one truth. It is no hypocrisy. Rather, we are leading a hypocritic life. God is only one, and there is only one truth. I am seeing my diversity. I am seeing good and bad in it. I am feeling emotionally high, emotionally low. It is my failure. We should think of God, the absolute one without a second, that absolute Brahman. But can bhakti gives us the experience? Every path can give us experience. And again and again we talk about that. We have to practice 4 yogas. Sometimes be a yogi, sometimes be a jnani, sometimes be a bhakta, sometimes be a karma yogi. To take 4 paths together, 24 hours make the spirituality, then that will be the process to reach. No, never think Vedanta is not for the householder or for the only sannyasis. If the sannyasi does not practice detachment, it is not for him. And if householder can detach and think of I am Atman, correct. Question is not sannyas, householder, this, that. This is our discrimination. How the mind is getting detached to the world and how the mind is moving towards God. God, the saguna or nirguna, that is the point. Whether it is nirguna or saguna, it matters little. But your love for God is the question. If that increases, and as much it is increases here, that much detachment will come. As Ramakrishna says, as we move towards the west, east will fall back automatic. No? I cannot think that I am in the threshold of the west and I am at the threshold of the east. That cannot be two together. You have to leave east to reach the west, or leave west to reach the east. So God and Mammon cannot go alone. That's why detachment is the important point. World we will have to live, but living with attachment or detachment? Detachment is to be practiced. For everyone, any spiritual personality. If the body is not physically healthy, should one use the 5 elemental meditation, help overcome the limitations of the... I don't suggest that because, go to doctor, simple thing. If the physical ailment, go to doctor. You can do some yogic practice, go to a yoga teacher. A yogic way of solving the problem is there, do exercise. No, we are now old, back pain, neck pain, this pain, that pain, and they teach, do this exercise, do that exercise. Go, take scientific path and deal scientifically, concentrate the mind in God. That will be our suggestion. No, physical condition will be good and bad. Take care of that as a scientific person takes care of the body. If it is allopathic works, good. Or the Ayurvedic can work. Yoga exercises can work. Whatever works, take help of that. And concentrate the mind on God. Okay, thank you. Another is there. Hare Baba. Are these experiences not object to consciousness? Of course. What use is the object to realize the self? Or self-realization is a similar experience. We are to make self 2 S. One is small s and another is a big S. So this small s I am talking. This who is talking is a small s. The small s is separate from your s, small s, small s, small s, small s. But when you are big S, there you, me, all are one. So small s should try, self, small s of the self, should try to identify with the big S. So our prayers at pilgrimage, are the experiences not object to consciousness? Yes, consciousness is the reality. All experience, they are also object to that. But what use is the object to realize the self? What use the object to realize the self? No, that self is the small self. Yes, the small self you have to observe. What is the small self is composed of? Body, mind, emotion, intellect, ego. I should observe, witness should observe. These are objects. I am not the body, not the mind, not the ego, not the intellect. So you should be the witness of them. Small self. But big self and this are the same. Don't confuse. Big self and witness consciousness, if you want to say it consciousness, witness, then they are all same. But when you say it is small self, yes, I have to observe my small self. Another question is that, are prayers at a pilgrimage more fruitful than those made at home? Yeah, at prayers and pilgrimage maybe more, because if you have a faith in that, then there is a vibration is there. Yes, God is more manifest. That's why you go to temple to pray. But it does not matter. If you pray, God has ears everywhere. If you pray being in your home, God listens to that. Only sincerely praying is the question. Does the presence of holy monks make a shrine manifest more consciousness? Yes, of course it can do, but you can make your shrine holy by more meditation, more practice, more bhajan singing, more prayer, reading good books. You can create that vibration yourself. This is becoming emotional. What will happen then? Becoming emotional. I could not. What will happen then? I could not understand, brother, this language. Now this we be becoming emotional. What will happen then? If we become emotional, taken for granted, if it is if instead of this, then it may make sense. If we become emotional, what will happen? Emotional is good, but emotional for what? Emotion should be...
She clarifies this way.
Oh, this way. We?
This way, if we become emotional, what is happening? What is the positive and negative side of becoming emotional?
Oh, emotional. Emotional, there is a good side. If we can divert our emotion as a devotion to God, that is the benefit. If we become emotional and that emotion goes to love for God and praying to God, that is beneficial. Other than mere emotionalism is not good, because it should be guided by buddhi, as Swamiji says. Brain, heart and brain, they should be well balanced. Only emotion is like without control over the steering, you are putting the gas pressure. The car goes which direction you do not know. And you are holding on to the steering only and no gas pressure. The car will stand still. Therefore you have to control of this steering, that is the brain, and gas pressure is the emotion. Two together balanced, you can make the car run speedily. In Jnana Mishra Bhakti. That's why it is said bhakti, devotion with jnana mixed together is the best way. Okay, thank you. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Peace, peace, peace. We'll see you tomorrow then, 7:30.